Hi, this is Ethan Rivers, welcoming you to this profoundly peaceful hypnosis experience, designed specifically to help you to achieve and maintain all of your mental stillness so you can drift peacefully away into the most deeply still and profoundly tranquil horizons of your easiest, quietest, most blissful states of longer lasting sleep. I have created this mental stillness session for you as a deep, quieting practice and a gentle sleep talk down to help you create all of that inner stillness, the mental tranquility, and the cognitive calm. I suggest, if you find yourself seeking mental stillness at bedtime, or if you want to experience deeper inner quiet, then I invite you to listen to this track for at least 14 consecutive nights to truly help you to achieve and deepen your mental stillness completely. For all of the wonderful benefits of this inner quiet and your deep hypnotic rest. So now, just as soon as you have settled yourself down into the peaceful comfort of that welcoming bed, and you're already beginning to sense just how naturally you might begin to give yourself complete permission to soon discover how to so deeply still. If you haven't yet done so already, or perhaps you've not quite noticed, I'll invite you to simply allow those moving eyelids to gently close down and to relax those active, restless, busy eye muscles to your total comfort. And I'll invite you to think of the sounds of my voice, along with all of the calming and the tones of these stilling suggestions, which are all designed for your benefit, to guide you as you go into your most still states of sleep's progression. And for the less conscious sounds and sensations, and those ideas you'll absorb, to simply become a part of your very own inner journey, and to function as your trusted stillness creator. As you begin now to relax inside of yourself a little more and more, relaxing into the many stilling and quieting dreamtime destinations that may sometimes gently surprise, having already made sure you've completed all of those necessary preparations or any final movements. And you can just release all of that now, because you really are completely ready, and you're already moving deeper down towards that still state by consciously choosing and willingly allowing to journey there towards sleep and to still, as you know how to do, to better enjoy all of these wonderful and tranquil, more still moments. where and when we really can allow our stilling and more quiet minds to create for us more and more of those wonderful and more tranquil inner dimensions, of feeling so mentally still when more and more of the unconscious parts of you just love to embrace those self-stilling visions and the deeper feelings of those quieting ways. Trusting all of that to naturally work away for you somewhere in the background as all deeper and more capable, brilliant resources within your subconscious awareness. Begin to quiet down all kinds of mental movement patterns or activity, and to simply still too much of that inner cognitive motion that was there. As you begin to give to your active mind and all of your deeper wisdom the gentle attentions of mental stilling and the quieting, calming self-awareness that soon allows some of your less conscious focus to move there with a kind of deeper stillness or a stiller depth, always very gently descending on down, perhaps towards the easier rise and fall of each regular, natural and normal movements of each stilling breath. And I wonder if, as you do, allow your attentions to go there, and you become aware of breathing consciously into unconscious stillness. You might also enjoy growing a little more curious of or aware to the gentle rising and falling of the lower belly beneath the chest, and becoming aware of the deeper diaphragm muscles very naturally expanding and contracting over time as the gentle passages of each present breath in each stilling moment can arrive with a calmer sense of quiet in some thought, when some other thoughts allow some of those waves of stillness and tranquility and peace, just as each automatic outgoing flow of breath passes out from you as a kind of quieting or stilling, calming wave. And all of these gentle waves just continue to still more and more of that mental movement down, as your attentions may become aware of the sides of each rib, just one there below the other, so gently expanding and contracting along with each moving, stilling breath. And possibly you're aware of yourself noting or knowing or remembering from time to time. There really is no need to try to create or to generate any single moment of mental movement. As stilling air flows in and all mental activity seems to effortlessly quiet further down, because you know it's truly more than enough. Many people do find within mental stillness hypnosis to simply acknowledge and observe without judgment the subtle movements or the sensations or the stilling extensions of each naturally quieting rhythm of this wave-like calming. By breathing in through the nose with a stilling awareness and breathing out through the nostrils or the mouth with the softer sounds of releasing calm, allowing you to imagine beyond these many benefits you will create as I continue just talking to you and you continue to just hear. Perhaps there in the background, the sound of my voice, or perhaps there in the foreground at other moments, the meanings of these words, and more of these unconscious cues with all of their stilling signals. As many parts of you do listen and continue to still. Or maybe you'd also enjoy imagining a kind of beautiful inner space of an emerging tranquil scene, one of your favorites, or something you've only just thought of now, or even a deeper sense of seeing yourself standing beside a perfectly still and mirror-like, smooth and glassy lake. As you simply see yourself in your mind's imagination, now watching the absolute stillness with not even a ripple moving, not even a breeze stirring there, and now one moment at a time, you might enjoy seeing yourself, observing the perfect calm, the absolute stillness, the complete tranquility, until you watch as each surface there, like a mind finding stillness, reflects and mirrors, and then holds perfect peace completely. And then you watch as each little moment remains still and still all the way, held in complete quiet. And just like this, it's already your own mind's activity, but is likewise quieting and calming and stilling, and now resting as new moments of powerful and mental stillness now expand, and all past moments of that previous pattern's movement, with all of its shifting and changing, yet now stilling energies, all of that now transforms, as if settling in these stillest waters of pure stillness and peace. And maybe there is yet another part of you that really does allow and welcome all of your increasing and more tranquil senses of this stillness, to simply watch and witness quietly your own stilling mental self, as if now from outside of yourself or from afar, as you get now a newer sense of just that experience of really seeing yourself standing all of the way back there and quieting a little furthermore, and perhaps somewhere you can see that looks to you to be so perfectly still and so inviting, somewhere beside the shores of that lovely mirror lake, where you're happy to continue to deeply still now all of your most active and moving thoughts. And all around you, you notice how the air itself feels stiller now, how the space seems more tranquil, how the atmosphere is calmer and more peaceful, like the deepest silence, when everything has stopped moving and settled and stilled, and your mind feels quiet and peaceful again. That's how your mind feels now, still, quiet, tranquil, ready for rest. And with each breath you take, you notice more movement ceasing, more activity stilling, more mental motion simply stopping. You don't need to force this stilling. You don't need to struggle with this quieting, because your unconscious mind knows exactly how to naturally still and quiet and calm all on its own, while you simply relax and allow and still, like watching ripples fade on water. Each moment simply stills, each breath simply quiets, each second simply calms, and you remain still, quiet, tranquil, peaceful. Perhaps you notice now how different your mind feels from just a few moments ago. How much stiller, how much quieter, how much more peaceful, as if someone has come through and stopped all the movement and quieted all the activity and left you with this beautiful, still, quiet, tranquil feeling. And in this tranquil stillness, you might notice a kind of gentle motionlessness, not the motionlessness of rigidity, but the motionlessness of peace, the motionlessness of calm, the motionlessness of rest, where there is room now for stillness, for quiet, for tranquility, for peace. And all of that mental activity that seemed so constant just moments ago has ceased, stilled, transformed, ready to remain quiet tonight, because you know, and your unconscious knows, that right now, in this moment, the only need, the only purpose, the only truth is simply to rest, to allow your mind this beautiful stilling, this wonderful quieting, this deep calming. And as you continue to drift deeper and deeper still, you might imagine now that you're resting in perfect stillness through gentle quiet, through peaceful tranquility, and with each moment you rest, you feel stiller, more quiet, more at ease, leaving behind one layer of activity and entering another, more still space, and then another, even more quiet state, moving deeper into the stiller sections of your consciousness, where the movement is less present, where the activity is less active, where the motion is less intense, until you find yourself in the deepest stillness, the most quiet space, the most tranquil state of all, where there is no activity at all, no movement to follow, no motion to maintain, just pure, still, blissful quiet. And here, in this innermost stillness, you can finally, completely, totally rest. Your mind has stilled. The quieting is complete. The calming is expanding. The tranquility is settling. And now, all that remains is this beautiful, still, quiet tranquility. This gorgeous, peaceful, complete rest. And you sink down now into the stillest space, in this most quiet state, in this most tranquil place, and you allow yourself to simply be, to simply rest, to simply exist in this perfect mental stillness. Your breathing has found its own stilling rhythm, rising and falling like the gentlest whisper of perfect peace. And with each breath in, you draw in more stillness, more quiet, more tranquility. And with each breath out, you release any remaining activity, any lingering movement, any residual motion. breathing in stillness, breathing out activity, breathing in quiet, breathing out movement, breathing in tranquility, breathing out motion, until there is nothing left but this beautiful, still, quiet, tranquil, peaceful mind, ready now for the deepest, most tranquil, most peaceful sleep. And your unconscious mind knows exactly how to maintain this beautiful stillness, this deep quiet, this mental tranquility, even as you sleep, even as you dream, even as you rest. Your mind continues its natural work of stilling, of quieting, of calming, of resting. This beautiful mental stillness that you've created here tonight. And when you wake tomorrow, you'll find that this stillness remains, that this quiet persists, that this tranquility continues, because you've reprogrammed at the deepest level your mind's natural patterns to still activity, to quiet movement, to calm motion before sleep and during sleep and after sleep, creating a new pattern, a new response, a new natural state of mental stillness and deep quiet. And this pattern grows stronger each time you practice, each time you listen, each time you allow this beautiful stilling to occur. So you can trust now in this process. You can believe now in this quieting. You can know now with absolute certainty that your mind is stilling, is quieting, is calming, is ready for the deepest, most tranquil, most peaceful sleep. And as my voice begins to fade now into the background, you might notice how still you are, how quiet you are, how ready you are to simply let go completely, totally, absolutely into this beautiful, still, quiet, tranquil, peaceful state of your deepest, most tranquil, most wonderful sleep. Sleep now. Sleep deeply. Sleep peacefully. Sleep quietly. Let everything go. Release all activity. Surrender all movement into sleep sweet stillness, restful quiet, deep tranquility, perfect sleep. Good night, and thank you